Here's one page to my outline. Here's the second. All right, let's go. So, as y'all know, the Black Lives Matter movement has been going on for years. The movement, but Black Lives Matter really started. It's not started. It's been going. It's been going on for centuries now. We like the civil rights movement. And the Black Lives Matter movement now all have one thing in common, and it's to, just to be equal, to get the same treatment as others. That's all the movement's about, as you see on TV, the riots and all that stuff, there is bad sides to it, but the common goal to the movement is just to spread awareness and to become equal again, as it says in the Pledge of Allegiance, liberty and justice for all. Justice for all, that really says something. But do you really see justice for all? But this is what my speech is about today, to spread awareness and to tell y'all how I would provide not only a short term but a long term, points, and not only me but y'all could hopefully do as well. And maybe if y'all didn't support the movement, maybe y'all could support it, just to, because I know some of y'all are tired of seeing the world not per se burn, but you want to see the world become equal again, it become a happy place. And also I will be addressing the shortcomings like I did in the last speech. So the first thing, like I mentioned, is the shortcomings of the movement, why they exist and what they are. Some of the shortcomings are, discrimination. I feel like black people, not only black people, but like people of other races have been discriminated by other people, not even just white people, It happens every day. The lack of media attention is really one that that not necessarily touches home, but you go on the news and you see more, white victims being displayed and black people being the suspect. Well, there are black victims out there, and it'd be nice to see them on the news too, just to spread awareness. And also, like I mentioned, the victims, their crimes are less likely to be solved than one of a different race, like this quote says right here, crimes against black people are less likely to receive media attention, like I mentioned. We just want our voices to be heard and for them to know, not just to see white victims on there and other races. We would like for them to be known, and about the discrimination, what really sparked the movement is the murder of Trayvon Martin, who was 17. That was one that was from injustice and also discrimination. Moving on to the next point, these are my short-term actions on what would I do to help short-term. This quote by the Time Out article, it says, "No matter where you are in the world, you can support the struggle for Black lives, whether by donating money, attending protests, amplifying Black voices online, or calling out racism when you see it." It's the simple things that will help, not just, donating money, because you can do that for anything now. Just by, like it says here, support the struggle, just showing your support, and donating to the family that their kid has lost their life, and also just calling out racism when you see it. You know, it's not right for anyone to be discriminated, but if you don't call it out and you see it happen, I mean, then that means you're just gonna let anything happen. You're gonna let anything slip by. Um. Also, next is my long term. What I would do for long term. So, what I would do long term, other than spreading awareness and just showing my support, I would help black-owned businesses, because not many black-owned businesses nowadays get shown as much love, and it's good just to support, Um, and also I would participate in Letters for Black Lives. This was actually started back about, I want to say about 5 years ago, but it started with the Asian for Black Lives. Now it caught attention, but in a bad way, because some people really didn't like it, so they didn't participate. But because they didn't have many people to, show their support. But it also caught wind in a good way. Now I believe they're on the rise. There was some charts and it showed that it was on the rise. But in this speech, I went over the shortcomings, what they were, like, discrimination, injustice, and, the fact we just want equality, the short-term actions, and how they can be supported, and the long-term and how they can be supported. I feel like my speech made an impact on y'all as the audience, because I provided you different ways to spread awareness, and different ways to support this movement. And I also hope that you enjoyed my speech, and maybe you will use the ways that I have displayed, and maybe go out there and support, not just the Black Lives Movement, but anything that you see fit. See a need, fill a need is one of the quotes that I live by. And thank you for listening. All right.